Hey folks, Marty Nowicki from ImpactsNet, coming to you from the Turning Stone Resort and Casino. Today's topic, I want to talk to you about if you do go take a lesson, what should you look for in the instructor that you're going to? So you're thinking about going to take a lesson, what should you be looking for? First off, find out the instructor's background. Make sure that they've learned from somebody. I would say make sure that they've published something, whether it be on YouTube or some other avenue, Instagram or Facebook or something like that. Local people from the Syracuse, Utica, Albany area, they've gotten referred to see me. So, you know, referrals are always the best way because it's normally, geez, so-and-so never beat me before and now he's beating me this year. I want to go learn what he just learned. I would also make sure when you're going to take a lesson from someone, find out what do they teach. Are they using one model? Are they using multiple models? How do they measure? What are they measuring? Do they use video? It's amazing today, 2019, how many instructors are not using video. Find out what models they might employ. They might have learned from stack and tilt, or they might have learned from Jim Hardy, one plane, two plane. They might have learned from Mike Bender or Jim McLean or Calvin Mayahira or George Gankis or any of those names. And if you find someone, and I happen to have learned from all the people I've just mentioned, and my ultimate mentor is Jim McLean, who had a simple rule that if tour players are doing it, it's okay for the average player to do it. So that was just a great thing that stuck in my head a little over 20 years ago when I started working for Jim McLean. So, what would you learn from me? Ultimately, what I like looking at, I take impact and work backwards. So if I was hitting a wedge and I mark ball position, ultimately I'm looking for impact first, backwards. So if I had a wedge, my hand, or even a 7-iron, my hands are going to be well past the point of the ball, and you'll see this basic geometric figure, this lowercase letter y. So that's required so that I hit the ground a little bit past the point of the ball. Now, that being said, I can hit the ground over, past the point of the ball by either having my hands ahead, which are required, but I can either shift my pelvis over there, so now my weight is further over there and I'll hit the ground, or I can actually turn more and still hit the ground. But if my hands never get past the ball, well, then the club's going to start to hit the ground too soon. So the first thing I'm always looking for is, what does the lowercase letter y look like at impact? All right, and are the hands with a wedge or a 7-iron far enough past the ball? Second thing, or are you deviating from that basic geometry? Because the higher the handicap, the more you're deviating from that geometry. Also, if you're hitting the ground behind the ball, ultimately your hands are not getting far enough ahead, or you're breaking down and casting or throwing or something along those lines where your wrists and arms are not functioning the way they should. So step one would be lowercase letter y. Step two then would be post-impact, when the hands are about waist high or the shaft itself is about parallel to the ground. I'm now looking for, okay, what does the radius of the swing look like? Are my arms straight, or are they bent all over the place? Because the closer that butt end is to me, the higher your handicap. The farther away it is, magically the lower your handicap. And then from there, I just start looking at the little details. How much are they turned when they're hitting? Are they coming more from the inside or more from the outside? And then we can start creating a model based on what you're currently doing. And ultimately, if a brand new student ever came to me, my simple test for them is, let's hit a 40-yard pitch shot. I've got a target set up for you. I want to see how close can you land the ball there. And I'll just videotape one ball, sometimes two balls, and then we'll just sit down and we'll look at a lot of video of the best players that have ever played, and we just kind of map out, this is what a golf swing looks like, this is what a golf swing does, this is how it functions, this is how it performs. And when you see Dustin Johnson or Jack Nicklaus or Tiger Woods or any great tour player, there are commonalities amongst them. And a lot of people, they show up to a driving range, they just start wailing away and swinging without any real purpose behind what they're doing. So make sure that whatever instructor you're going to take a lesson from has a model that they are drawing from. And the more models that they can draw from, odds are the better the instructor they are. So that would be super, super important. So with all of my new students and in all of my clinics, we create a model. And I call the model the golfing machine. If I was going to turn you into a machine that spits this golf ball out 61 yards, or 91 yards, or 112 yards, I want you to be able to check off, what do I have to do those things? And if you're not working off a model, it'd be the equivalent of us trying to build a shed, and we've got the wood, we've got the nails, we've got the saws, we've got the hammers, and we just start wailing away, tacking stuff together. I think it makes more sense for us to actually draw a picture of what are we trying to build. Is the shed going to have a door? Is it going to have windows? What's the roof slant going to be like? So, you know, have a good idea of what you're trying to do, and make sure that your instructor has a real good model of how to build what you're looking for. I hope that video helped. Be sure to hit the subscribe button down below, and then click the bell symbol. That way when we put out a new video, you'll get an automatic email so that you know when we put them out. We do try and put them out Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. But with the holidays coming up, we're going to be putting out some bonus content. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, click the bell, and leave your comments below, because that helps us to create more content for you. I'm Marty Nowicki from Impact Snap, coming to you from the Turning Stone Resort and Casino in upstate New York. Thanks for watching. Hope everyone has a great holiday season.